Today I'm going to show you how to install a Givi Stoplight kit onto a Givi V47 top box. The kit I'll be using today is called Givi E135. So essentially what you've got to do is attach the LED strips, which is what I've already done. And the way to do that is essentially remove the screws on the inside of the box that hold the cover. Once you've done that, you'll be able to stick on the self-adhesive LED strip and drill a little hole here for the wire to be able to feed it through into the inside of the top box. One thing to watch out for, you want the LEDs to align with this plastic piece. It's got little holes for each LED. And once you got the LED strips on, you'll wire them into this connector. The instruction manual is pretty straightforward. Next job on your list is to essentially knock out a little plastic piece right here. I just used a hammer. You have to apply a little bit of force, but it eventually comes out. And then you push the connector in and connect it up here on this bracket. Once you're done with that, what you want to do is essentially wire this kit into your motorcycle brake light. And today I'll be doing it on a Honda CB500X. And as you can see, I've already fitted the Givi mounting bars as well as the top plate. And I've knocked out the little hole for the where the connector goes. So this connector, you'll want to connect it to your brake light circuit. In order to do that, you want to identify your brake light connector. As you can see here, I've already disconnected it. It's got 3 wires, and it's this cable right here. So the kit that you will be supplied has connectors that cut into the wires, and they make it super simple to connect. But I did hear that they tend to corrode, and also this bracket is not going to be on this bike forever. I'm going to want to remove it in the future, and essentially I will solder in some connectors that I can disconnect when needed, essentially not having to cut any cables through. Once you've identified the brake light wire, what you'll want to do is cut it in the middle. In this case, there's 3 wires running through this. So what I'll do is I'll connect a 3-pin connector that will allow me to disconnect this wire in the future. But also what it will let me do is run additional wires out of this connector into the top box brake light kit. Before you go ahead and start cutting wires, you do want to make sure that your battery is disconnected. You do not want to be causing any short circuits. And as I mentioned, this is a Honda CB500X 2021 model. So I've looked up the diagrams online of the schematics, and I've identified that essentially the pink wire is the ground, and then the green-blue wire is the brake light. So what I'm going to do is, as you can see, I've already stripped the wires back, so they're ready to be soldered onto a connector. So this end is just going to receive a standard connector. It's going to get soldered straight on, and then on this side, what I'm going to do is solder on the connector, and then add some extra wires onto which I can add an additional connector that will allow me to connect and disconnect the top box light kit. So I'm going to be using for this purpose a Amazon connector set. It's important that you buy a connector set dedicated for cars and motorcycles. As you can see, this set has these little rubber seals, so it ensures that the connection is waterproof, and it has male and female connectors that will allow me to create a secure connection. And also, you'll have this light kit connector where you'll also have to strip the wires back. So I'm going to go ahead and create a connector for this, and I'm going to show you how that's done now. So what I've done so far is I've soldered additional wires onto the existing brake light connector. So this will go directly into the existing brake light connection. Then we'll have another connector running from these 3 cables that will connect to our top box, allowing us to connect and disconnect the top box lights as necessary. and then these pins here will essentially go into one of these plastic connections, allowing us to close the circuit and connect back up. Create the connection where we've cut it in the motorbike. So I'll have to essentially solder on some male pins onto the wires in the motorbike. And as you can see here, I've soldered red with the green and blue. It's hard to see. And then yellow with pink. And another yellow color, but just without insulating tape with green. So in the future, if I need access to that third wire, I've got it in the connector. I've applied heat shrink tubing to the wires on this side. Now I'm working on the connection for the top box. When soldering these connectors, if you do get the same ones, you want to ensure that when you cut the wire, you don't make it too long, because if you cut the wire too long and solder it in place in the female connector, you'll block the pin from going inside the connector all the way. So for example, what I'll do is I'll grab the female connector, which is this one, put the male connector inside all the way. As you can see here with this yellow cable, the two connectors are inside, and then I'll align the wire so that I could solder it in place. And then once I've soldered it in place, I'll use some pliers to essentially clamp it down with these two walls. So you got one at the back and then one in the middle. Try to zoom in a little bit better so you could see it. There you go. So as you can see, it's all soldered into place and clamped down. And then once you've done that, you can apply some heat shrink and then also use these little silicone sleeves to essentially stop the water from getting into the connection. Once you're done soldering, you should end up with a cable that looks like this. So essentially 3 pin connectors coming off of the main circuit. So it's going to go to our top box, and then this is going to connect up with our existing wiring, and this end is going to go back to the brake light. So once you finish soldering this connection, what you'll want to do is connect it back up into the existing circuit, and then connect this end to the brake light. And we'll use this end to connect together with the top box. So I'll go ahead and do that now. Just make sure that when you're connecting up with the existing circuit, these connectors can be quite fiddly. So just watch out that the pins do not actually fall out and that full contact is being made. And you also just want to make sure that the wires that are coming out, the order of them is matching up with the order of the wires coming out of this connector, that you haven't mismatched anything. Once you're ready, you'll want to connect your wires into the main circuit, connect the brake light, and then connect the top box connection here. I left this open mainly because I wanted to use a multimeter to verify which pins are outputting 12 volts when the brake is pressed. So in the case of Honda CB500X 2021, I've connected the blue wire with the green wire, and then the black with the green and blue. So as you can see, there's a little blue stripe on that middle wire there. And that essentially ensures that the top box brake lights only turn on when the brake is pressed. And once I've had that connected, I've hooked the battery up. Then I use a multimeter to measure the voltage across these two pins, making sure that I'm getting a positive on the red wire, negative on the black wire. And I think we're ready to essentially give it a test. I'm going to close the top box. So you have to have it closed for the lights to be able to activate. Going to turn the ignition on. So we got the ignition on. So the back light is on. That's me pressing the brake. That's not too bad. Could be a little bit brighter. I mean, it's quite bright in this room, so you probably can't see it properly. but it definitely gives a bit more visibility than the original light, because as you can see, it gets covered quite substantially by release it. I think what I'll want to add is some standby lights as well. I'm going to have to look into that to see what can be done. Maybe the pulsing effect as well, to see if that could be added on as an extra. So the next step is to fit this connector on, put some heat shrink, make sure all the wires are held securely and they're waterproof as much as they could be, and then put back into place, and I'll put the seat back on. So yeah, that's it. And as I've said, like, it will depend on the motorbike you're dealing with. You're most likely going to also have 3 pins coming out of your connector. This is a simple brake light. So you can just use a multimeter to measure the voltage across these pins, and once you get 12 volts when the brake is switched on, you can use those pins. So it's not necessarily the case that the colors will be exactly the same. In the event that you do mix match the wires, if I change the positioning, so this is the standby light, so it's a little bit dimmer. It's not as strong as the brake light, but now if I press the brake, nothing's going to happen. So I need to figure out how to make it stay on, and then also get brighter when I press the brake. The instruction manual doesn't really specify how to do that, so I think that's something for me to figure out. I might have to get a additional module or something like that to make it work. But that's it for this video. If you have any questions, just let me know down in the comments. I'll be happy to help you out if you're not sure about something. These connectors are pretty good. I'm going to link them down in the description. They can be quite fiddly. There might be better ones that you could get. You certainly don't need a connector right here. You could probably use some kind of other connection method. I just wanted a little bit more flexibility so that I could disconnect this whole thing, because I'm potentially planning on fitting a different brake light, so it'll come handy. So yeah, if you have any questions, let me know down in the comments.